Hey guys, this is Caesar and welcome to SAR's channel. In this video, I'm about to give you guys a product review. Uh, this is the product that I use. It's recommended to me by a auto mechanic because I had a problem with my car passing a smog check here in California. So in California, there are requirements for old cars to pass certain type of smog check each year's if your car is 8 years old or older. So here in California there is a smog check and there's also a smog test. So smog test is something that's really easy to do, and the smog check is the one that's really comprehensive. They want to make sure that your car is not producing too much pollution to operate in the state of California. So once your car hit that certain age, it's either you're gonna get a requirement to do a smog check or smog test. In my situation, I was requested to have a smog check done before I can register my car. So you cannot operate your vehicle legally in the street of California without proper registration. So each year you have to go register your car, and since I have an old car, I have to go do some kind of test before I can register. So I took my car for a smog check, which is a comprehensive test that will be performed in my vehicle to make sure that my car can be driven safely and to make sure that I'm not producing too much pollution that's gonna hurt the environment. So I took my car to this smog check facility. I think there's like three level of testing. So I passed the first two. Unfortunately, the third level, which is a smog emission test, I got a big F. I failed. As you can see, the threshold to pass is 716. My car scored a 855. It's way above the threshold. So I asked the smog technician what possibly wrong with my car, and he said most likely you might need to rechange your catalytic converter. And so I called a friend of mine who is a mechanic, and he recommended a shop for me to take my car and have a second opinion. So they did some testing, and it is confirmed based on the test that my catalytic converter for my 1995 Toyota Corolla needed a new catalytic converter because it's not filtering the whatever it's supposed to be doing, and it's producing so much pollution. So I told him, go ahead and place an order. I want to make sure you order a genuine parts from Toyota, and then I left it at there, and so I went home. Anyway, before I placed the order, he told me how much it's gonna cost, and he said for the original parts, including labor, it's gonna cost me around $1,300. Okay, so that's parts and labor. So I said, go ahead, place the order, and then I left. He called me the following day and told me that unfortunately, because the car is too old, Toyota don't no longer produce catalytic converter for my car year and model. So I told him, okay, so is there a non-original parts where we can buy? And he said yes. And he told me it's gonna cost almost the same, and the waiting list to have the parts is 6 months or longer. So meaning to say, the only time I can register my car is after I have that parts replaced and then pass the test. And it's gonna take about 6 months to get the parts, and that's too long for me to do it. And then he said, why don't you try this product called CRC Guaranteed Pass? And I said, what is that? Is that gonna harm my engine? He said, no. He said, that's just a cleaner that you will use and see, hopefully it will clean enough junk from your catalytic converter so then you can pass the test. And he told me to go buy it from a regular auto parts and ask for CRC Guaranteed Pass. So I went to O'Reilly, which is the closest auto parts in my house, and purchased me this uh, solution or compound. So it comes with a bottle. Okay, it's this. It's a 12 ounce, 12 fluid ounce. Okay, and it costs with tax. It's about $14.21. So $14.21. So he told me, go buy that liquid, empty the bottle in your gas tank, and then fill up your gas tank until it's full. So I followed the instruction. So that's step one, right? You buy this, you fill it, you empty this into your gas tank, and then fill up your gas until it's full. Second step is you need to drive your car enough so that you consume half a gallon of your tank, meaning the gauge need to be into half tank or half full level. So I drove it many miles until I hit that level, and then he said the third step is before you take it to the smog test facility, make sure the car is warm enough by driving it at minimum 20 minutes before you go to the shop. So I followed the step 3. I driven it for 20 minutes, and then I took it to the test facility where they perform my retest. After the retest, I passed the first and the second, as always, because I did that the first time. And the second time, when they did the emission, so when they do the emission, they do two stage. One, they test it based on your 15 miles per hour, and the second one is 25 miles per hour. So the 25 miles per hour emission I passed the first time, and I passed the second time. The 15 miles per hour, which is I failed the first time because the threshold is 716, and I scored 855. So the second test, after using this, my emission output went from 855 to 271. So that is a significant improvement of 584 points. So with a threshold at 716 and I scored a 271, I easily passed the emission on that 15 miles per hour. Okay, this is right here. So product review. This thing works, guys. Right? If you run into the same situation that I did, where you failed the emission portion of the Smog Check here in California, and they said you need to replace your catalytic converter, before you spend $1,300 or so replacing the parts and waiting for like months and months and months before it get done, try this product first. It's only going to cost you $14.21 including tax. Follow the 3 steps that I mentioned. Pour this into your gas tank. Drive your car until half empty. Drive it 20 minutes before you take it to the shop for testing. And hopefully you came out with the same result. It says here guaranteed to pass, and I used it the first time. I passed the first time. And so, will I be using this again next time I need to have some smog check or smog test to be done? You can bet your dollar I will, because I don't want to run into the situation again going twice to have my testing done. And the first test, it cost me $50. The second test, additional $50. So it could have been just $50 plus this. It would have been much cheaper. And yeah, $14.21 is cheaper than $1,300. So if you run into the same situation, give this one a try first. This is Caesar, and once again, leave a comment, especially constructive. Hit the like button, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, just in case I'm gonna do another upload related to a product review or vacation. And my next upload should be a review of the resort hotel that we stayed in Las Vegas few months back. Alright? Thank you for watching. Have a good day.